Remember the sleepy town of Capeside, where love triangles were as complicated as English essays and every conversation was impossibly profound? It's been over 2 decades since Dawson's Creek first sailed onto our screens, making stars out of its young cast and defining a generation of teen drama. But what happens after the final credits roll? In this video, we're diving into the lives of the beloved cast, from Katie Holmes and James Van Der Beek to Michelle Williams and Joshua Jackson. We'll explore their career highs, personal transformations, and where they are now. Let's set sail down memory lane. James Van Der Beek. From crying on a creek to laughing at himself. In the pantheon of late 90s teen drama heartthrobs, few faces were as iconic or as perpetually angst-ridden as James Van Der Beek's. As Dawson Leery, he became the poster boy for a very specific kind of teenage boy. The overly earnest, film-obsessed, emotionally verbose romantic who believed his life was a Spielberg movie. For a generation, he was Dawson, the kid with the famous cry face who pined for his best friend from his perfectly manicured creek. But to label James Van Der Beek as just a teen idol would be a dramatic undersell, almost as tragic as one of Dawson's student films. His career is a fascinating study of navigating massive fame, battling typecasting, and ultimately achieving something far more valuable, the ability to laugh at himself. He's an actor who has gracefully evolved from the boy who took himself too seriously to the man who absolutely does not. James Van Der Beek's career is a tale of two halves, the era defined by Dawson and the era defined by everything that came after. Dawson Leery in Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003. This is the big one. The role that made him a global star and cemented his place in teen drama history. Dawson was the aspiring filmmaker with a seemingly endless capacity for introspection and emotional turmoil. Vic in Varsity Blues, 1999. Capitalizing on his TV fame, Van Der Beek showed a grittier side as a backup quarterback thrust into the spotlight in this hugely popular teen sports drama. The scene involving a whipped cream bikini became an instant cultural moment. Himself in Don't Trust the Bees in Apartment 23, 2012 to 2013. In a career-redefining masterstroke, he played a hilarious, self-deprecating version of himself. This role showcased his brilliant comedic timing and his willingness to poke fun at his own fame and industry struggles. Various guest roles. He has consistently worked in television with memorable arcs on shows like How I Met Your Husband as Simon, Robin's teenage pop star crush, Criminal Minds, and Pose. James Van Der Beek was born in Cheshire, Connecticut in 1977, and his early life was, by all accounts, relatively normal and focused on athletics, not acting. He was a star soccer player with aspirations of going pro until a series of concussions forced him to abandon that dream. It was during his recovery that he discovered acting, participating in a school production of The Sound of Music. He found he had a knack for it. He began taking classes in New York City and quickly started landing commercial work. His first major break came not in a teen soap, but in a Broadway production of Finding the Sun, followed by a role in the short-lived series Aliens in the Family. He was a working actor, but the seismic shift was just around the creek bend. When Van Der Beek was cast as Dawson Leery, he was plucked from relative obscurity and thrust into a level of fame that was as intense as it was instantaneous. The show was a massive hit, and he became the quintessential sensitive, overthinking teen boy. He was the guy who talked about his feelings a lot. His relationship with the role has evolved beautifully over time. In the beginning, he was Dawson. He lived it and breathed it. But as the years passed, he became increasingly aware of the character's, let's call them limitations. He has spoken with candor about the challenges of being so intensely typecast. How do you get people to see you as anything else when your face is synonymous with teenage angst? However, instead of resenting the role, he has developed a healthy, humorous perspective on it. This ability to look back and laugh is a defining feature of his modern persona. The end of Dawson's Creek left Van Der Beek in a position familiar to many actors who lead iconic shows. What next? He actively sought roles that were the antithesis of Dawson. He did indie films, theater, and guest spots on dramatic series, determined to prove his range. While he never quite found another vehicle with the same cultural impact as Dawson's Creek, he worked steadily. The real game changer, however, was Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Playing James Van Der Beek, a vain, scheming, yet oddly charming version of himself who loses all his money and is forced to be a bartender, was a genius move. It allowed him to take ownership of his legacy by mocking it. The show was a cult hit, and it completely revitalized his career, introducing him to a new generation of fans who knew him as a hilarious weirdo, not a weeping romantic. In stark contrast to his on-screen persona, James Van Der Beek's personal life is grounded, stable, and centered on family. He married actress and podcaster Kimberly Brook in 2010, and together they have 5 children. He has been remarkably open about the joys and challenges of parenthood and marriage, sharing their experiences with pregnancy loss and the chaos of a large family on social media with a refreshing honesty. He is, by all accounts, a devoted and hands-on dad, a far cry from the self-absorbed characters he often plays. His social media is a delightful mix of dad jokes, dance videos with his kids, and candid reflections on life, showcasing a man who is deeply content in his role as a husband and father. So, where is James Van Der Beek now? He is in a fantastic and creatively fulfilling place. He had a memorable run on the FX drama Pose and continues to appear in various TV movies and series, but his career is now multifaceted. He is a popular and engaging presence on the podcast circuit and at fan conventions, where his panels are legendary for their humor and candor. He has fully embraced his status as a nostalgic icon, but on his own terms, with a wink and a nod. Perhaps his most significant venture is his work as a producer and content creator. He has leveraged his experience and self-awareness to develop projects that appeal to his generation. He's no longer waiting for the phone to ring. He's building his own projects. James Van Der Beek today is the ultimate portrait of an actor who has made peace with his past. He has transformed from the boy who cried on the creek into a man who can laugh at the memory, all while building a rich, fulfilling life and career that extends far beyond the borders of Capeside. And that, as any film buff would say, is a much better character arc. Katie Holmes, from Girl Next Door to Hollywood's most fascinating reinvention. In the world of American pop culture, few journeys have been as watched, analyzed, and ultimately as inspiring as that of Katie Holmes. She burst onto the scene as the ultimate girl next door, the object of every teenage boy's affection in a small Massachusetts town. Then, she became the object of the entire world's fascination in a real-life fairy tale that turned into a global media spectacle. Through it all, she has navigated the treacherous waters of fame with a quiet, steely resilience that has proven she is far more than just Joey Potter or Mrs. She is a study in grace under pressure, a director, a fashion icon, and a testament to the power of a quiet comeback. Her career is a fascinating blueprint for surviving early superstardom and emerging on the other side with your dignity, talent, and sense of self not just intact, but stronger than ever. She's the girl from Toledo who conquered Hollywood, survived a media hurricane, and is now building an empire entirely on her own terms. While one role will forever define her in the hearts of a generation, Katie Holmes has built a surprisingly varied filmography, dancing between blockbusters, indies, and auteur projects. Joey Potter in Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003. This is the foundation. As Joey, the smart, sensitive, and sometimes exasperated best friend from the wrong side of the tracks, Holmes became an instant icon. She was the relatable center of the show's often overly verbose love triangle, the anchor of sanity in a sea of teenage melodrama. Rachel Dawes in Batman Begins, 2005. In her biggest blockbuster role, she stepped into the cape and cowl universe as Bruce Wayne's childhood friend and ethical compass. While her character was, let's say, strategically recast for the sequel, it cemented her status as an A-list movie star. Hannah in The Gift, 2000. In this underrated Sam Raimi thriller, Holmes showed early range beyond Joey Potter, playing a sultry, troubled small-town woman involved in a mysterious love triangle. April in Pieces of April, 2003. This indie darling showcased her raw talent, earning critical praise for her role as a dysfunctional young woman, trying to host a perfect Thanksgiving for her estranged family. Directorial efforts. Holmes has also stepped behind the camera, writing and directing films like All We Had, 2016, and Alone Together, 2022, proving her creative ambitions extend far beyond acting. Catherine Noelle Holmes was born in Toledo, Ohio in 1978, and her upbringing was the picture of all-American normality. The daughter of a lawyer and a homemaker, She was a self-described tomboy who loved sports and was an excellent student. Her life was filled with soccer practice, Catholic school, and family dinners, a world away from the Hollywood glitz that awaited her. She discovered acting in high school after landing the lead in a school production of Damn Yankees. She was a natural. With her parents' support, she auditioned for a modeling competition in New York City, and despite not winning, caught the eye of a casting director. This led to her film debut in Ang Lee's The Ice Storm, 1997. Just a year later, her life would change forever when she was cast in a little pilot about 4 teenagers in a small fishing town. When Dawson's Creek premiered, Katie Holmes didn't just play Joey Potter. She was Joey Potter for millions of viewers. With her soulful eyes, cardigan collection, and exasperated sighs at Dawson's dramatics, she was the relatable heart of the show. The epic Will They Won't They between Joey, Dawson, and Pacey defined a generation's understanding of romance. Holmes's relationship with the role is one of clear gratitude, mixed with a healthy desire to move on. She has always expressed thankfulness for the opportunity and the platform it gave her. However, she has also been candid about the intense pressure of that level of fame at such a young age and her conscious effort to break away from the girl-next-door typecasting in the years that followed. She didn't want to be a concept, she wanted to be an actress, and she set out to prove it. After The Creek wrapped, Holmes strategically mixed big-budget films with smaller character-driven projects. She starred in the hit comedy First Daughter, a role that felt a little too on the nose, showed her comedic chops in The Romantics, and continued to work consistently. Then in 2005, her career and life trajectory were catapulted into a different stratosphere when she began a highly publicized relationship with Tom Cruise. Their whirlwind romance, complete with a famous couch-jumping incident on Oprah's couch and a glamorous Scientology-adjacent wedding, made her one of the most photographed women in the world. During this time, her film choices, like the critically panned Mad Money, seemed to take a back seat to her role as a Hollywood wife and mother to their daughter, Suri. Katie Holmes' personal life is, without a doubt, the most dissected part of her story. Her marriage to Tom Cruise from 2006 to 2012 was a global media obsession. In 2012, she executed what the press dubbed the Katie Holmes escape plan, filing for divorce and securing primary custody of their daughter in a stunningly swift and private legal maneuver. This moment defined her public persona more than any role ever could. It revealed a woman of immense strategic intelligence and fierce maternal protection. Since the divorce, she has fiercely guarded her and Suri's privacy, raising her daughter in New York City with a determined sense of normalcy, far from the Hollywood glare. Her quiet strength in navigating this period earned her widespread admiration and reframed her not as a victim, but as a quiet revolutionary. So, where is Katie Holmes now? She is in the midst of a brilliantly executed and deeply personal renaissance. She is no longer just an actress. She is a multi-hyphenate creative and a burgeoning fashion icon. Acting and directing. She continues to act, choosing interesting projects like the limited series The Kennedys, after Camelot. However, her passion clearly lies in directing and producing her own work, where she has full creative control. Fashion icon. Holmes has masterfully curated a relatable yet chic personal style that is constantly celebrated. A simple video of her making a pasta salad in a striped shirt and jeans can break the internet. She has leveraged this into a successful collaboration with Ann Taylor and has become a muse for understated, elegant fashion. Life in New York. She has built a life for herself and her daughter in New York City that appears centered on art, culture, and normalcy. She is often photographed enjoying the city, visiting museums, or shopping at the farmer's market, embodying a version of celebrity that feels both aspirational and authentic. Katie Holmes today is the architect of her own second act. She took back her narrative with quiet determination, transitioning from a global tabloid fixture into a respected filmmaker, a style influencer, and most importantly, the author of her own life story. She went from being everyone's girl next door to becoming the master of her own house, and frankly, she's doing a fantastic job with the renovations. Michelle Williams, the quiet powerhouse who outshone them all. In the dazzling, often superficial galaxy of Hollywood, Michelle Williams exists as a different kind of star, a neutron star perhaps, incredibly dense, powerful, and shining with a light that doesn't blink or demand attention, but simply is. While her Dawson's Creek co-stars became teen idols, Williams embarked on a different path entirely, quietly transforming herself from the girl in the background into one of the most respected and fearless actresses of her generation. She is the actor's actor, the one who makes the difficult look effortless and the emotionally devastating look like a genuine piece of someone's soul. Her career is a masterclass in artistic integrity, a deliberate and stunning journey from the docks of Capeside to the bright lights of Broadway and the prestigious stages of the Academy Awards. She didn't just escape the teen drama box, she vaporized it with a series of performances so raw and true, they feel like private conversations we're privileged to overhear. Michelle Williams's filmography isn't a list of roles, it's a gallery of completely inhabited human beings. She doesn't have one big part, she has a collection of stunningly realized portraits. Jen Lindley in Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003, the role that introduced her. Jen was the troubled, sophisticated New York girl sent to live with her grandparents in Capeside. Williams brought a world weariness and depth to the part that often made the central love triangle feel like child's play. Alma Beers Del Mar in Brokeback Mountain, 2005. This was her "they're not just kidding around" moment. As the wife of Heath Ledger's Ennis, her heartbreak was a quiet, devastating earthquake. The scene where she witnesses the passionate kiss between Ennis and Jack is a masterclass in silent acting that earned her her first Oscar nomination. Cindy in Blue Valentine, 2010. Teaming again with Ryan Gosling, she delivered a brutally honest portrayal of a marriage disintegrating. The film's raw intimacy and her fearless performance cemented her status as a brave and uncompromising artist. Marilyn Monroe in My Week with Marilyn, 2011. In a role that could have been a mere impersonation, Williams found the fragile, brilliant, and deeply lonely woman behind the icon. It was a breathtaking performance that earned her a third Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe win. T. Barnum's loyal wife, proving she could hold her own in a big, splashy musical. Michelle Williams was born in Kalispell, Montana in 1980, but her childhood was anything but settled. Her family lived a nomadic, almost off-the-grid lifestyle, moving between Montana and San Diego. She was homeschooled for a time, and her unique upbringing fostered a fierce independence and an introspective nature. She discovered acting at a young age and pursued it with a determination that was startling. At just 9 years old, she told her parents she wanted to act, and by 15, she had legally emancipated herself from them to pursue her career in Los Angeles more freely. This wasn't a rebellious stunt, it was the strategic move of a young woman who knew exactly what she wanted and understood the practicalities of the business. Her first major role was in the family-friendly Lassie, 1994, but the real turning point was just a few years away. When Williams was cast as Jen Lindley on Dawson's Creek, she was, in many ways, the anti-Jen. While her character was a cynical city girl, Williams was a serious, focused young actress. She has been refreshingly candid about her experience on the show, describing it as a weird, surreal, and awkward time. She felt like an outsider, both on the show and in the whirlwind of teen magazine fame that accompanied it. Her relationship with the role is one of gratitude for the opportunity and the financial stability it provided, mixed with a palpable relief that it was over. While her co-stars were gracing the covers of 17, Williams was already planning her escape to the world of independent film. She used Dawson's Creek as a launchpad, but she was the only one who seemed to know she was headed for a completely different orbit. The moment Dawson's Creek ended, Williams didn't just step away from mainstream television, she sprinted. She dove headfirst into the indie film world, choosing challenging, often dark roles that showcased her incredible range. Films like The Station Agent, Land of Plenty, and Wendy and Lucy, a stunning, nearly silent performance, established her as the darling of the festival circuit. Her collaborations with director Kelly Reichardt in particular became a hallmark of her post-Creek career, showcasing her ability to convey profound emotion with minimal dialogue. She wasn't chasing fame, she was chasing truth in her work, and the critical acclaim and multiple Oscar nominations followed as a natural consequence. Michelle Williams's personal life has been marked by a profound and public tragedy that has shaped her narrative in a way no role ever could. Her relationship with co-star Heath Ledger, with whom she had a daughter, Matilda, was the focus of intense media interest. Ledger's tragic death in 2008 left Williams a single mother and thrust her into a spotlight of unimaginable grief. She has handled this with a dignity that is nothing short of heroic. She fiercely protected her daughter's privacy, retreated from the public eye to raise her in Brooklyn, and has spoken about the experience with a heartbreaking eloquence that only deepened the respect the industry and the public have for her. In recent years, she has found happiness again, marrying musician Phil Elverum and, later, director Thomas Peil, with whom she has more children. Her journey through grief to a place of peace and a new family is a powerful human story of resilience. So, where is Michelle Williams now? She is, quite simply, at the pinnacle of her profession. She has seamlessly transitioned from indie film queen to a powerhouse across all mediums. Television triumph, her starring role as Gwen Shamblin in the limited series The Way Down, was a tour de force, showcasing her ability to completely disappear into a complex and controversial real-life figure. Broadway brilliance. She has also become a sought-after stage actress, earning a Tony Award for her role in Blackbird, proving her commanding presence is just as potent in a live theater as it is on screen. Selective film roles. She continues to choose film roles with impeccable taste, recently appearing in Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans, another project that garnered significant critical praise. Michelle Williams today is the embodiment of an artist in full command of her gifts. She is no longer the girl from the creek or the widow in the tabloids. She is Michelle Williams, a titan of acting, a devoted mother, and a woman who built a profound and respected career not by following the rules, but by listening to her own extraordinary voice. And that voice, as we've learned, is worth listening to. Joshua Jackson, from underdog heartthrob to king of the comeback. In the carefully constructed social ecosystem of Dawson's Creek, where everyone was either a brooding artist or a soulful intellectual, Joshua Jackson swaggered in as Pacey Witter, the class clown, the underachiever, the guy who seemed destined to peak in high school. And then, in one of television's greatest underdog stories, he stole the entire show, the girl, and ultimately, the hearts of a generation. Jackson's career is a masterclass in defying expectations, both on-screen and off. He's the actor who took a character written as a foil and turned him into the hero, then spent the next 2 decades gracefully navigating the tricky waters of post-teen idol fame to emerge as one of television's most reliable and compelling leading men. He is the king of the slow burn success, a charming, self-deprecating presence who has built a career not on explosive fame, but on consistent, quality work and an undeniable everyman charisma that makes you feel like he'd be the best guy to have a beer with. From the docks of Capeside to the conspiracy-laden streets of Philadelphia, Joshua Jackson has proven that the nice guy doesn't always finish last. Sometimes, he ends up having the most interesting journey. Joshua Jackson's filmography is a fascinating map of smart choices and loyal fan bases. He never quite went for the obvious blockbuster, instead building a solid foundation on shows and films that inspired deep devotion. Pacey Witter in Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003. This is the foundation, the big one. Pacey started as the sarcastic, underachieving best friend, but evolved into the show's emotional core. His season-long romance with Joey Potter is still considered one of the greatest teen drama love stories ever told, largely because of Jackson's raw, vulnerable, and utterly charming performance. Peter Bishop in Fringe, 2008 to 2013. After The Creek, Jackson cemented his comeback kid status with this brilliant sci-fi series. As a charming, slightly crooked genius dragged into a world of parallel universes and bizarre science, he was the audience's anchor in a wildly complex narrative. His chemistry with John Noble's Walter Bishop was the heart of the show. Cole Lockhart in The Affair, 2016 to 2017. In a dramatic and gritty role, Jackson played a rancher caught in a complex web of love and murder. This role showcased his maturity as an actor, proving he could handle dark, emotionally heavy material with ease. Ben in The Mighty Ducks, 1992. Long before Capeside, he was the smooth-talking, hockey-playing Charlie Conway in the beloved Disney franchise, making him a 90s kid icon before he was even a teen heartthrob. Joshua Carter Jackson was born in Vancouver, British Columbia in 1978, but his childhood was anything but stationary. He spent his early years moving between California, Washington, and Ireland before his family settled back in Vancouver. His mother, Fiona, was a casting director, which gave him a natural, behind-the-scenes look at the industry. He started acting young, landing commercials and small TV roles in Canada. His big break came at age 14 when he was cast as Charlie Conway in The Mighty Ducks. The franchise's success made him a recognizable face to the younger set, but it was his next role 6 years later that would transform him into a global pinup. Interestingly, he almost didn't become an actor. He was a nationally ranked decathlete in high school and had scholarship offers, but chose to pursue acting instead, a decision that worked out pretty well, all things considered. When Joshua Jackson auditioned for Dawson's Creek, the part of Pacey Witter was not the romantic lead. He was written as the comic relief, the hormonal sidekick to Dawson's sensitive soul. But Jackson, with his quick wit and innate likability, saw something more. He infused Pacey with a surprising emotional depth and intelligence that the writers quickly began to explore. Jackson's relationship with the show is one of healthy appreciation and a healthy dose of humor. He is fully aware that Pacey's evolution is one of the show's greatest triumphs. He has spoken fondly of his time on the show and the lifelong friendships he formed, particularly with his on-screen love interest, Katie Holmes. He also doesn't take the fame too seriously, often joking about his teen idol status and the sheer volume of angst the characters endured. He understood the assignment, he showed up, delivered iconic lines with a smirk, and gave us one of TV's best boyfriends, all while never losing sight of the fact that it was, at the end of the day, a job. After Dawson's Creek ended, Jackson did what many smart actors do. He ran as fast as he could from his teen idol image. He dove into the world of independent film and theater, taking on challenging roles in movies like The Safety of Objects and Aurora Borealis. He was building his craft, not his celebrity. The turning point that brought him back to the mainstream in a major way was Fringe. As Peter Bishop, he wasn't the kid anymore. He was the lead, the action hero, and the emotional center of a critically acclaimed mind-bending series. The show's 5-season run proved that Jackson had the chops and the fan-pulling power to headline a successful complex network drama, effectively banishing Pacey Witter to a parallel universe for good. In an industry known for its fleeting relationships, Joshua Jackson's personal life has been a model of quiet stability. For a decade, he was in a high-profile relationship with actress Diane Kruger. The pair were a fixture on red carpets but kept their private life intensely private, becoming one of Hollywood's most respected and seemingly solid couples before their amicable split in 2016. In 2019, he began dating fellow actor Jodie Turner-Smith after they met at a party. Their relationship moved quickly and passionately. They married and had a daughter together. Though they announced their separation in 2023, they have committed to co-parenting their daughter amicably. Throughout all of this, Jackson has remained famously press-shy, never courting tabloid attention and focusing public discussion on his work rather than his private affairs. He is, by all accounts, a grounded, thoughtful man who values his privacy and his life away from the set. So, where is Joshua Jackson now? He is in the midst of a full-blown, well-deserved career resurgence. He has gracefully stepped into the distinguished television leading man phase of his career with great success. His most recent high-profile role was in the hit Paramount Plus series Dr. Death, where he played the charming and terrifying real-life neurosurgeon Christopher Dunch. His performance was hailed as chilling and brilliant, a perfect showcase for his ability to blend charisma with menace. He continues to be a sought-after leading man for prestige limited series, a space where he truly thrives. He also remains a beloved figure on the fan convention circuit, where his panels are known for their humor, intelligence, and genuine appreciation for the fans who have followed him since his Mighty Ducks and Dawson's Creek days. Joshua Jackson today is the ultimate example of an actor who has aged like a fine wine. He leveraged his teen idol fame into a sustainable, respected career by making smart choices, honing his craft, and never losing his relatable charm. He went from the boy you underestimated to the man you can't take your eyes off of. And really, isn't that the best Pacey Witter story of all? Kerr Smith, the jock who proved he had a heart, in the sprawling, emotionally verbose universe of Dawson's Creek, where every feeling was analyzed and every romance felt like a Shakespearean tragedy. Sometimes what you needed was a good, old-fashioned jock. Enter Kerr Smith as Jack McPhee, but not just any jock. Jack started as the archetypal, slightly antagonistic foil, the high school quarterback who seemed destined to be a footnote in the central group's drama. But in a bold and groundbreaking narrative twist, Smith's character became the vehicle for one of the most important and heartfelt stories in teen television history, a popular athlete's journey of coming out. Smith's career is a fascinating study of an actor who leveraged a pivotal role on a massive hit into a long, steady, and respectable career. He never quite became the tabloid-frenzied megastar, but he became something perhaps more enduring, a reliable, talented, and working actor who consistently delivers solid performances, often as the handsome, trustworthy, and sometimes troubled authority figure. He's the guy you recognize immediately, the face you trust, and the actor who always makes whatever he's in just a little bit better. Kerr Smith's filmography is a tour through the last 2 decades of American television, with a few notable cinematic landings along the way. He's the definition of a that guy actor, but with several standout roles that anchor his career. Jack McPhee in Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003. This is the role. While not part of the core 4, Jack's journey was integral to the show's later seasons. He evolved from a standard-issue jock and brief love interest for Jen into a complex, courageous character whose struggle with his sexuality and eventual coming out provided some of the show's most powerful and socially relevant moments. Harry in Final Destination 2000. In a hilarious and terrifying pivot from the emotional landscapes of Capeside, Smith played one of the teenagers desperately trying to cheat death's sinister design. His character's gruesome demise by a falling pane of glass is seared into the memory of anyone who has ever seen the film, making him an instant icon of the early 2000s horror genre. Carter in The Day After Tomorrow, 2004. He continued his run in high-concept disaster films, playing a brave medical student trying to survive a new ice age. It cemented his status as a go-to guy for handsome, dependable characters in peril. Mr. Prescott in Riverdale, 2019. In a delightful full-circle moment, he returned to the world of teen drama, this time as a troubled father in the hyper-stylized, bizarre town of Riverdale. Kerr X. Smith was born in Exton, Pennsylvania in 1972. Unlike many actors who dream of stardom from the crib, Smith's path was more pragmatic. He was a bright and athletic student with a particular talent for tennis, which earned him a scholarship to the University of Vermont. His focus was on a real career, majoring in business administration. It was during his college years that he caught the acting bug, participating in a student production on a whim. He found he had a natural aptitude and, more importantly, a passion for it. After graduating, he made the decision to forego the corporate world and move to New York City to pursue acting, a bold move for a business major with a tennis scholarship. He started with the classic actor's diet of commercials and off-Broadway theater, honing his craft before landing the role that would change his life. When Kerr Smith joined the cast of Dawson's Creek in its 2nd season, his character, Jack McPhee, was initially set up as a love interest for Jen Lindley and a potential rival for Dawson. He was the handsome, popular all-American jock. But the show's creators had a much bigger, bolder plan. Smith's portrayal of Jack's confusion, fear, and ultimate acceptance of his homosexuality was groundbreaking for network television in the early 2000s. He played the arc with a remarkable sensitivity and lack of stereotype, making Jack's story not just about being gay, but about the universal struggle for self-acceptance and the fear of losing the love of your family and friends. The scene where he comes out to his father remains one of the most powerful and tear-jerking moments in the entire series. Smith's relationship with the role is one of immense pride. He has consistently spoken about the importance of Jack's story and the thousands of letters he received from young people who said the character gave them the courage to be themselves. He never treated it as just a job. He understood its cultural significance. While he has a good-natured sense of humor about his time on the show and that famous crying scene, he rightfully holds his work on Dawson's Creek as a career highlight that mattered beyond ratings and fame. After Dawson's Creek ended, Smith seamlessly transitioned into a career as a dependable television leading man and supporting player. He avoided the typecasting trap that often ensnares actors from huge teen shows by leaning into his everyman quality and genre versatility. He became a familiar face on the procedural and sci-fi circuit. He had a leading role in the sci-fi drama Eureka, played a recurring character on The Forgotten, and appeared in episodes of virtually every major CBS and CW show, from NCIS and CSI to Supernatural and Charmed. He was the handsome doctor, the dedicated FBI agent, the concerned father, the rock-solid presence that grounded more outlandish plots. He never stopped working, building a resume that is the envy of many actors who briefly shone brighter but faded faster. In an industry known for its chaos and scandal, Kerr Smith's personal life is a refreshing oasis of normalcy and stability. He has been married to actress Harmony Everett since 2003, and together they have a daughter. He is famously private, rarely giving interviews about anything other than his work. There are no tabloid headlines, no public feuds, no social media dramas. He appears to be exactly what he seems, a family man who acts for a living. He and his family live away from the Hollywood glare, and by all accounts, he has successfully separated his professional life from his private one, a balancing act that many of his peers have struggled to achieve. So, where is Kerr Smith today? He is exactly where he wants to be, a working actor, still consistently landing roles that showcase his reliability and talent. You can still catch him guest starring on popular network shows, often playing a variation of the handsome, competent, and sometimes morally ambiguous authority figure he has perfected. His recent role on Riverdale was a fun nod to his teen drama roots, reminding a new generation of viewers where they might have seen him before. While he may not be headlining blockbuster films, his career is a testament to longevity and smart choices. He took the platform Dawson's Creek gave him and used it to build a sustainable, decades-long career doing what he loves. He is a respected veteran on set, the guy who knows his lines, hits his mark, and elevates every scene he's in. Kerr Smith today is the ultimate success story of an actor who understood his lane and drove it beautifully. He went from the jock who surprised everyone with his depth to a steady, reliable presence on our screens for over 20 years. And in the fickle world of Hollywood, that's a victory more meaningful than any championship game. Beth Peil, from opera diva to television's grand dame. In the world of entertainment, few artists successfully bridge the gap between the rarefied air of grand opera and the intimate glow of the television screen. Beth Peil is a glorious exception. With a career that spans over 5 decades, she is the epitome of a class act, bringing a depth of experience and a regal presence to every role she inhabits. While a generation knows her as the sharp-tongued, secretly soft-hearted grandmother from Dawson's Creek, her story begins long before the first tearful monologue was delivered on that iconic creek. Peil is an actor's actor, a performer whose training in one of the most demanding disciplines informs every nuanced choice she makes on camera. She didn't just stumble into acting, she ascended to it after conquering an entirely different artistic summit. Her journey is a testament to the power of reinvention and the unique power that a truly seasoned performer brings to a cast of fresh-faced youngsters. Beth Peil's filmography is a masterclass in versatility, though she has become synonymous with a particular type of elegant, often formidable, matriarch. Evelyn Graham's Ryan in Dawson's Creek, 1998 to 2003. This is the role that introduced her to a massive new generation. As Jen Lindley's grandmother, she started as a strict, devout Catholic guardian, but evolved into one of television's most beloved and wise figures. Her chemistry with Michelle Williams provided the show with its most stable and heartwarming relationship. Anastasia Lee in The Good Wife, 2010 to 2016, and The Good Fight, 2017 to 2021. In a brilliant piece of casting, Peil played the formidable and manipulative mother of Will Gardner, Josh Charles. Anastasia was a force of nature, a woman who wielded her wealth and influence with razor-sharp precision, proving Peil could play sophisticated villainy as well as she could play gentle warmth. Gloria Abbott on The Young and the Restless, 1987 to 1989. Early in her screen career, Peil spent 2 years in the world of daytime drama, playing Gloria, a role that gave her a crash course in the pace of television and built her profile as a reliable dramatic actress. Various film roles. She has brought her signature grace to films like The Stepford Wives, 2004, The Girl on the Train, 2016, and Mirrors, 2008, often stealing scenes with minimal screen time. Long before she was dispensing wisdom in Capeside, Beth Peil was a girl from Davenport, Iowa, with a powerful voice and even bigger ambitions. Born in 1940, she was immersed in music from a young age. She pursued her passion formally, earning a scholarship to study voice at Northwestern University, where she honed the instrument that would become her first professional claim to fame. Her early career path was set not on a soundstage, but on the world's most prestigious opera stages. She was a classically trained soprano, and a highly successful one at that. After winning a prestigious competition, she became a Fulbright scholar and traveled to Europe to perfect her craft. She then returned to the United States and embarked on a thriving career as a leading soprano with the New York City Opera. For years, she commanded stages, performing classic roles and earning critical acclaim. It was a full and celebrated first act, one that few could hope to top. When Mary Beth Peil was cast as Evelyn Graham's Ryan on Dawson's Creek, she brought an immediate gravitas to the show. In a series defined by the emotional turbulence of its teenage characters, Graham's was the anchor. She was the voice of experience, the keeper of tradition, and the source of unconditional love, even when it was disguised as stern discipline. Peil's relationship with the role is one of clear affection. She understood Graham's importance as the moral center of Jen's chaotic world. She took what could have been a one-note, disapproving grandmother and infused her with a complex history, a deep faith, and a wry sense of humor that emerged over time. Her scenes with Michelle Williams were particularly potent, often serving as the emotional core of the entire series. While the young cast was learning the ropes of television fame, Peil was the seasoned professional on set, a living link to a richer, broader world of performance who undoubtedly led by quiet example. After Dawson's Creek ended, Peil didn't slow down. She simply entered her prime as one of Hollywood's most reliable and sophisticated character actresses. Her opera-honed ability to project authority and emotion made her a natural fit for prestigious television dramas. Her most significant post-Creek role was undoubtedly Anastasia Lee on The Good Wife and its spin-off, The Good Fight. This role was the polar opposite of Graham's, cool, calculating, and morally flexible. Peil was utterly captivating, holding her own against powerhouse actors like Christine Baranski and the late, great John Glover. It was a performance that reminded audiences and casting directors alike of her formidable range. She continued to pop up in a variety of shows, from Law & Order, SVU, to Blue Bloods, always leaving a memorable impression. In keeping with her dignified professional persona, Mary Beth Peil has kept her personal life remarkably private. She was previously married to actor John Wiley, with whom she has a son. Beyond that, she has successfully shielded her family and her life away from the camera, from public scrutiny. There are no scandals, no tabloid headlines. Her public image is perfectly aligned with the character she often plays: elegant, intelligent, and composed. She represents a generation of actors who believe the work should speak for itself, a philosophy that has undoubtedly contributed to her enduring and respected career. Today, Mary Beth Peil remains a vibrant and working actress. While she may be more selective with her roles, her presence on screen is no less impactful. You can still find her guest starring on major network and streaming shows, often playing the kind of wise, complex, and authoritative women that only an actress of her experience and caliber can fully embody. She has also returned to her musical roots on occasion, performing in cabaret shows that blend her acting skill with her stunning soprano voice, a treat for those lucky enough to witness it. Mary Beth Peil today is a living legend whose career serves as an inspiration. She achieved the highest level of success in the demanding world of opera, then gracefully transitioned to become a beloved and respected figure in television and film. She didn't just play a grandmother on TV, she became the gracious, talented grandmother of an entire industry, showing everyone how it's done with style, grace, and a voice that, even when spoken, carries the power of a grand aria. Oliver Hudson, the charming goofball who outshone his own legend. In the sprawling, often absurdly dramatic universe of Hollywood dynasties, Oliver Hudson could have been just another footnote. The son of Goldie Hawn, stepson of Kurt Russell, and brother to Kate Hudson, it's a family tree so star-studded it could blind you. But Oliver has carved out a space entirely his own, not as the brooding dramatic actor or the action hero, but as television's most lovable, hilarious, and often hilariously flawed everyman. With a career built on impeccable comic timing and a willingness to be the butt of the joke, he's proven that the best inheritance isn't fame, it's a killer sense of humor. Hudson's career is a masterclass in playing the long game. He didn't burst onto the scene with an Oscar-worthy performance. He charmed his way into our living rooms with a series of roles that felt less like acting and more like hanging out with your funniest, most slightly irresponsible friend. He's the king of the sitcom dad, the endearing screw-up, and the guy you can't stay mad at, even when he absolutely deserves it. Oliver Hudson's filmography is a testament to his specific and highly watchable brand of charm. He doesn't disappear into roles, he imbues them with his own affable energy. Eddie Doling in Rules of Engagement, 2007 to 2013. For 7 seasons, Hudson played the perpetually immature, yet loyal, best friend in this CBS sitcom. It was a role that perfectly showcased his strengths, his ability to deliver a punchline, his gift for physical comedy, and his knack for making you root for a character who was, by all accounts, a bit of a mess. Jeff Fordham in Nashville, 2015 to 2016. In a departure from pure comedy, Hudson played a slick, charming, and ultimately duplicitous music executive. It was a chance to show a darker, more dramatic edge, proving he could handle complexity beneath the smile. Wes Gardner in Scream Queens, 2015 to 2016. In Ryan Murphy's campy horror comedy, Hudson was perfectly cast as a dim-witted, Chad Radwell-adjacent doctor. He fully embraced the show's over-the-top absurdity, proving there's no bit of comedy too broad for him to tackle. Mountain Man in The Cleaning Lady, 2022. In a brief but memorable role, he played a charming, rugged, and morally ambiguous love interest, showing that his appeal extends well beyond the sitcom soundstage. Oliver Rutledge Hudson was born in 1976 in Los Angeles, California, and from day one, his life was anything but normal. His mother is the effervescent Goldie Hawn, and his father is Bill Hudson, a musician and comedian. His parents divorced when he was a toddler, and his mother's subsequent relationship with Kurt Russell meant that Kurt became his primary father figure. Growing up in this famous, blended family was a whirlwind of film sets, celebrity, and intense public scrutiny. He has spoken openly about the challenges of this, including a well-documented period of rebellion in his teens where he struggled with the pressure and identity. He attended the University of Arizona and then Santa Monica College, but ultimately dropped out to pursue acting, a path that seemed both inevitable and fraught with the peril of constant comparison. His early career was a grind of small roles and guest spots, a necessary journey to step out of his family's very long shadow and earn his own stripes. Oliver Hudson's stint on Dawson's Creek was short but significant. He joined the show in its final season, 2003, as Eddie Doling, a charismatic and slightly older college student and musician who becomes a love interest for Jen Lindley, Michelle Williams. Eddie was the antithesis of the Capeside crew. He wasn't prone to lengthy philosophical monologues. He was a man of action, albeit sometimes misguided action. He was the bad boy with a heart of gold, and Hudson brought a grounded, roguish charm that felt fresh in the show's sometimes insular world. His relationship with Jen was passionate and complicated, providing one of the final season's central romantic dramas. Hudson's relationship with the role is likely one of fond bemusement. It was a high-profile gig on a cultural phenomenon that helped raise his profile. While it wasn't the role that defined his career, it was a crucial stepping stone, introducing him to a wider audience and proving he could hold his own in an established, beloved ensemble. After Dawson's Creek wrapped, Hudson didn't chase indie drama cred. He leaned into his strengths and became a sitcom stalwart. His long run on Rules of Engagement established him as a reliable and funny primetime presence. He became the guy networks could count on to bring likability to a role, even when the character was making questionable life choices. He also showed a knack for picking projects with loyal fan bases, from the country music drama of Nashville to the cult horror comedy of Scream Queens. He never became a movie star like his sister, but he built something perhaps more sustainable, a consistent, successful career in television where his personality became his brand. He has been married to actress Erin Bartlett since 2006, and they have 3 children together. Through his podcasts, Hudson has revealed himself to be a deeply introspective, funny, and devoted family man. He talks candidly about his struggles with anxiety, his journey in therapy, his complex relationship with his biological father, and the joys and chaos of parenting. He's the dad who isn't afraid to be silly, to admit his mistakes, and to dance in the kitchen with his kids. This public persona, the self-deprecating, emotionally aware goofball, has endeared him to fans in a way that his acting alone never could. He's not a distant celebrity. He's the internet's funniest dad friend. So where is Oliver Hudson today? He's thriving in a multi-hyphenate career that perfectly suits his talents. His primary platform is now podcasting. Sibling Revelry, co-hosted with Kate, is a smash hit, exploring the intricacies of family dynamics with famous guests. It has cemented the Hudson siblings as one of Hollywood's most authentic and entertaining duos. But he hasn't left acting behind. He recently starred in the Fox sci-fi comedy The Cleaning Lady, showing he can still slide into a dramatic role with ease. He also continues to guest star on various shows and is developing his own projects, leveraging his industry knowledge and connections. Oliver Hudson today is the ultimate modern celebrity, a working actor, a podcasting powerhouse, and a social media personality who shares his life with humor and heart. He successfully navigated the immense pressure of his lineage, not by trying to outshine it, but by being relentlessly, charmingly himself. He went from being Kate Hudson's brother to being the guy we all want to have a beer with while he tells us about his latest therapy breakthrough. And in today's world, that's a far more valuable crown. Michael Pitt, the enigmatic prodigy who marched to his own drum machine. In the carefully manicured world of Hollywood, where personas are often focus grouped and personalities are polished to a high shine, Michael Pitt has always been a fascinating, unscripted anomaly. He is the brooding poet, the punk rock spirit, the actor whose intense, off-kilter energy feels both electrifying and dangerously unpredictable. While his Dawson's Creek co-stars were navigating the well-lit corridors of teen drama, Pitt was already lurking in the shadows, his character hinting at the complex, often dark artistic path he would choose. Pitt's career is a study in raw, unvarnished talent. He didn't just act, he inhabited his roles with a ferocious commitment that often blurred the line between character and performer. He is the king of the indie cult classic, the actor who gravitated toward damaged, brilliant, and often unhinged characters long before it was a common career move. His story is one of brilliant highs, perplexing choices, and a steadfast refusal to play the Hollywood game, for better or for worse. Michael Pitt's filmography is a curated gallery of the strange, the beautiful, and the psychologically fractured. He didn't do cheerful, he did captivating. Jimmy McAllister in Dawson's Creek, 1999. His first significant role was as the troubled Kurt Cobain-esque musician who becomes Jen Lindley's rebellious boyfriend. Though brief, his presence was a jolt of gritty reality to the show's sometimes saccharine world. It was a chilling early demonstration of his ability to portray cold, calculating intelligence. Bernard and the Dreamers, 2003. In Bernardo Bertolucci's controversial film, Pitt was the all-American innocent seduced into a twisted ménage à trois in 1960s Paris. The role cemented his status as a fearless and sexually daring leading man for European auteurs. Blake in the Last Days of American Crime, 2020. A more recent, albeit critically panned role that saw him playing a career criminal in a dystopian thriller. Michael Carmen Pitt was born in 1981 in West Orange, New Jersey. His childhood was difficult. His father left when he was young, and he had a strained relationship with his stepfather. He was a self-described rebellious teen, finding solace and identity in punk rock music. He dropped out of high school and left home at 17, moving to New York City with dreams of becoming a musician. To support himself, he began modeling, which eventually led to acting classes. His rugged, androgynous look and inherent intensity made him a natural in front of the camera, but his heart always remained with music. This dual identity, the actor and the musician, would define his entire career, creating a tension between his professional obligations and his personal artistic passions. Michael Pitt's tenure on Dawson's Creek was short but incendiary. As Henry, the brooding musician, he was the antithesis of Dawson Leery. He wasn't interested in making films. He was interested in tearing things down. His relationship with Jen was a classic good girl, bad boy trope. But Pitt brought a genuine, almost dangerous edge to it that felt more authentic than most teen drama storylines. Pitt's relationship with the show is likely one of distant bemusement. It was a job, a paycheck, and a massive platform that he almost immediately pivoted away from. He never embraced the teen idol label and seemed to view the whole experience as a stepping stone to the grittier, more artistically fulfilling work he craved. While his co-stars were doing press tours, Pitt was probably in a downtown New York basement playing in a band. After his brief stint in Capeside, Pitt deliberately veered off the mainstream path and into the arms of international and independent cinema. He became a muse for directors who valued raw, uncompromising talent over Hollywood gloss. His most iconic role came as Jimmy Darmody in the first 2 seasons of HBO's Boardwalk Empire. As the ambitious, damaged war veteran, Pitt was a powerhouse, delivering a performance that was both vulnerable and violently explosive. His character's arc was one of the most memorable in the series, and his departure from the show was as shocking as it was dramatic. However, his time on Boardwalk Empire was also marred by rumors of difficult behavior on set, which reportedly led to his character being killed off. This incident became a key part of his growing reputation as a brilliant but challenging collaborator. In keeping with his artistic persona, Michael Pitt has kept his personal life intensely private. He rarely gives interviews, and when he does, they are often cryptic and philosophical. He has never been one for red carpets or celebrity gossip. His primary passion has always been music. He fronted the band Pagoda, which released a self-titled album in 2007, and he has contributed to various film soundtracks. His commitment to music is as serious as his commitment to acting, if not more so. This dedication to his own artistic pursuits, outside the Hollywood system, has contributed to his enigmatic and somewhat elusive public image. So, where is Michael Pitt today? The answer is, as always, somewhat shrouded in mystery. His career trajectory has been unpredictable, to say the least. After the highs of Boardwalk Empire, his output became more sporadic and his choices more eclectic. He starred in the horror film Ghost in the Shell, 2017, and the Netflix crime thriller The Last Days of American Crime, 2020, but neither reignited his career in a significant way. Rumors of on-set difficulties have continued to follow him, making some producers wary. In many ways, he has become a phantom, a tremendously talented actor whose presence is felt more in his past work than his current projects. When he does appear, it's often in a small, intense role in an independent film, reminding everyone of the raw talent that made him a star. He remains a cult figure, revered by fans of his early work and by those who appreciate actors who refuse to be tamed by the industry. Michael Pitt today is a cautionary tale and an artistic ideal. He is a reminder of the incredible work that can be produced when talent is completely unbridled, and also of the professional cost that can sometimes entail. He is the actor who could have been a king, but chose to remain a ghost, appearing only when the role, and his own mysterious muse, demands it. Chad Michael Murray, the once-and-future teen king. If you were a teenager with access to a television in the early 2000s, you lived in the era of Chad Michael Murray. His face was inescapable, peering out from the covers of teen magazines with a perfectly tousled haircut and a smolder that could power a small city. He wasn't just an actor, he was an institution. The king of the WB, the heartthrob-in-chief for a generation of young viewers who learned about love, loss, and the importance of a good leather jacket from his various character incarnations. Murray's career is a fascinating study in the life cycle of a teen idol. He didn't just play one iconic role, he played several, becoming the go-to guy for brooding, morally complex, and devastatingly handsome young men. And while many who wear the Teen King crown struggle to remove it, Murray has demonstrated a surprising and steady longevity, gracefully evolving from the object of adolescent affection into a reliable leading man for a new generation of fans. Chad Michael Murray's filmography reads like a greatest hits album of 2000s teen and young adult drama. He specialized in a very specific, highly effective type of character, the guy with a troubled past, a heart of gold, and fantastic bone structure. Lucas Scott in One Tree Hill, 2003, 2009, 2012. This is the crown jewel. As the illegitimate son, the brooding basketball star, and the sensitive poet, Lucas Scott was the ultimate Chad Michael Murray role. He was the walking, talking embodiment of every good guy from the wrong side of the tracks trope, and we loved him for it. Tristan Dougray in Gilmore Girls, 2000 to 2001. Before he was Lucas, he was the original bad boy of Stars Hollow. As Rory Gilmore's first major crush at Chilton, Tristan was the privileged, smirking foil to Dean's all-American sweetness. His signature line, "It's now or never, Gilmore," is still whispered by fans. Charlie Todd in Freaky Friday, 2003. In the live-action Disney remake, he played the unattainable rock god and high school hottie, a role that cemented his status as the ultimate crush object for the younger teen set. Austen Ames in A Cinderella Story, 2004. As the popular, secretly sensitive quarterback who falls for the diner waitress via anonymous texts, he was the Prince Charming of the early internet age. Chad Michael Murray's early life was far from the glossy, scripted dramas he would later star in. Born in Buffalo, New York in 1981, he faced significant challenges from a young age. When he was a teenager, his parents divorced and his father left the family. To help make ends meet, Murray took on multiple jobs, including working as a janitor and in a grocery store. A pivotal moment came when he was severely injured in a workplace accident, losing part of a finger. During his recovery, he was discovered by a talent scout while visiting relatives in North Carolina. It was a classic Hollywood right place, right time story, but it was built on a foundation of real-world hardship and resilience. He moved to Los Angeles at 18 to pursue modeling and acting, bringing with him a work ethic forged in adversity. Before Tristan Dougray was frustrating Rory Gilmore, Chad Michael Murray had an even earlier blink and you'll miss it role on Dawson's Creek. In season 4, he played a character named Charlie Todd, yes, the same name he would later use in Freaky Friday, a college student who briefly dates Jen Lindley. His role was minor, but it was a foot in the door of the network that would make him a star. His time in Capeside was essentially a warm-up act. He was honing the smoldering, slightly dangerous charm that would soon make him a household name on the WB. His relationship with the show is likely one of gratitude for the early break, but it's a mere footnote in his story, completely overshadowed by the titans that came after it. As One Tree Hill entered its later seasons, Murray, like many teen idols before him, faced the challenge of what to do next. He didn't disappear, he simply shifted gears. He leaned into the world of made-for-TV movies, particularly those in the action and romance genres, and found a new, loyal audience. He starred in a series of films for the Hallmark Channel, including The Lost Husband and Road to Christmas, where he traded his basketball jersey for flannel shirts and cozy sweaters, becoming a new kind of heartthrob for a more family-oriented crowd. He also headlined the ABC Family, now Freeform, series Chasing Life, and appeared in the final season of Agent Carter, showing he could still play the charming, period-piece love interest. His career post-OTH may not have the same explosive tabloid frenzy energy, but it has been marked by a consistent and savvy understanding of his brand and his audience. He became the reliable, handsome lead you could count on for a pleasant, often festive, 2 hours of entertainment. For a man who was the subject of a million teen fantasies, Chad Michael Murray's personal life has, in its second act, become remarkably stable and private. His first marriage to his One Tree Hill co-star Sophia Bush in 2005 was short-lived and intensely scrutinized by the media. Since then, he has fiercely protected his privacy. He married actress Sarah Romer in 2015, and the couple has 3 children together. He has largely stepped away from the spotlight, choosing to focus on his family life. In interviews, he comes across as a grounded, devoted father and husband, a far cry from the brooding, complicated characters he famously played. He seems to have successfully separated the persona of Chad Michael Murray teen idol from Chad Michael Murray family man, and he appears profoundly content in the latter role. So where is the man who taught a generation how to brood in 2025-2026? Chad Michael Murray is enjoying a comfortable and multifaceted career renaissance. He continues to be a leading man for Hallmark, a king in the realm of cozy romance. But he's also made a triumphant return to the genre that made him famous. His role as Eddie in the Riverdale universe was a stroke of genius. Playing a cult leader and the long-lost father of a main character, he got to tap into a darker, more unhinged energy, all while winking at his own teen drama legacy. Furthermore, he has embraced his status as a nostalgia icon. He is a beloved guest at fan conventions, where he engages with the fans who grew up with his work with genuine appreciation and warmth. He understands his place in the cultural firmament and seems to enjoy revisiting it on his own terms. Chad Michael Murray today is a success story. He survived the intense glare of teen idol fame, navigated the transition to a sustainable adult career, built a stable family, and has now returned to claim his throne as a beloved, self-aware figure in the genre he helped define. He's no longer just a teen king, he's the seasoned emperor of a very specific and beloved corner of television, and honestly, he wears it well. And so, from the sleepy town of Capeside to the bright lights of Hollywood and beyond, the cast of Dawson's Creek has navigated careers as varied as their characters' love lives. They've traded teenage angst for Tony Awards, indie films, and even cult leadership on Riverdale. Through it all, they've shown us that life after the creek is full of surprising twists, second acts, and happy endings that don't always look like we expect. They grew up, and in many ways, we grew up with them. Thanks for joining us on this trip down memory lane. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Are you Team Pacey or Team Dawson?